Okay, hello everyone. Thanks for joining this informal Q&A session. No formalities here, we'll keep it simple to the point. We did not get any questions submitted in advance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to discuss a few topics that's on my mind based on questions that we have received recently from other clients. If you have any questions on these topics, feel free to ask in the chat box and I'll try to address them. So number one, why are we doing this? What is my purpose of doing this live Q&A? The purpose over here is to give back, to teach people. We have a lot of clients and obviously they reach out to us. I know many people out there are not clients. There are many business owners that are not yet our clients, or they have different accountants, which is fine. We're doing different stuff than other accountants, getting a fresh perspective. So this is something that we can give to the public at no cost, and everyone can benefit. It could also be that you have a specific question that is unique, that you might think is unique to you, but other business owners might benefit from it. So this is a good opportunity to share and help each other. Number one, what I will discuss is the upcoming tax deadline. So if you're a business owner, September 15 is the deadline to file your tax return. So the tax return was due, the original deadline is March 15. The extended deadline is September 15, which this year comes out to Eid Rosh Hashanah, Friday. But what is important to know is that you don't want to wait for the last minute. You don't want to wait for the last minute to get your tax return done. Now, what do I mean by that? Is if you're working with an accountant, what we occasionally have with clients, they will come to us on September 7. Hey, Mr. Accountant, my books are done. Let's go ahead and let's file a tax return. The problem with that is that your accountant, let me give you the inside secrets. Your accountant, it takes them time to get ready. The magic doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes a lot of dedication and focus to review your books, making sure that it's clean. We like to give a bulletproof tax return, making sure you're in compliance with the law. In the other end, you want to make sure you don't overpay in taxes. So we need time to do that. It takes time for us. And our process is we have someone in our office who's actually working on your return. We have a reviewer, and then we have a second reviewer. So there's a process that goes on to make sure that we give quality assurance, making sure that we're giving you quality work. And that all takes time. And imagine if you come to us on September 7th, or to your accountant if you're not with Upload & Co. Imagine you're using you're coming to us and on September 7th, and your friend is coming to us the same day. What happens if we get several clients coming back on the same day, a few days before deadlines? There's no way for your accountant to get it done so quickly. So for us, our cutoff date is next Monday. The coming Mondays, that's what we tell our clients. Next Monday is August 21st. If we don't get the tax return by then, the QuickBooks completed by then, we might not have time to file in time. So make sure that you get your tax return done on time. Moving on. Here's a conversation. Here's a discussion that I had with many people the last time. So it's an interesting conversation, and I would love to hear if anyone has any questions or any thoughts on this topic. When you're setting up your accounting system, are you a QuickBooks desktop user or are you a QuickBooks online user? What do you prefer? Now, what I noticed is a lot of people are still set and they're still in love with QuickBooks Desktop. And for us, what we decided and what I told my clients and what I tell other business owners is that, first of all, we can have a discussion all day, what is better, QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Desktop? We can have that conversation. The problem with that conversation is that's assuming that they're both viable options going forward, but that's not the case. QuickBooks Desktop is a discontinued product. It's discontinued, meaning we at Oberlin & Co, we were resellers until the end of last month, until the end of July. Now, what happened on the end of July, QuickBooks decided they will no longer allow us or any other resellers to sell QuickBooks Desktop. They are putting the lid on it. They don't want anyone to sell it. The only place where you can get now QuickBooks Desktop is if you buy directly from Intuit. There's a number. We actually have it on our website, the number where you can call them together. Now, when you call that number, we tried it. What they will do is they will try to convince you to get QuickBooks Online. That's what they'll try to do. So only if you insist, after several tries, they will allow you to purchase Desktop. So you see how difficult they make the product, how difficult they make it for you to get it. So all signs points to the direction that they are trying to killing it. They're trying to kill the product. They don't want you to buy it. They want you to move to QuickBooks Online. That's just the reality. That's just where we live at. One more point. If you look at the global arena, QuickBooks, if you want to buy QuickBooks on QuickBooks Desktop, the only place where you can still get QuickBooks Desktop is the US and Canada. They killed it in India, they killed it in the UK, in other places, and we're next online. The only desktop product that they are keeping alive for now is Enterprise, which is an expensive product. So my point is, we know that this is where we're heading, this is where we're going, and we can have a discussion, what are the pros of desktop versus online or vice versa. But at the end of the day, we have to get comfortable, start getting, familiarize ourselves with QuickBooks Online. Now, so that's the behind the scenes, that's the story about QuickBooks Desktop. The next question is, and one of the main resistance points that we found with business owners for why they refuse to switch to QuickBooks, why they refuse to switch to QuickBooks Online is pricing. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'll explain to you what they did. So let me just get this, and I'll show you this. We have this blog post on QuickBooks Desktop. So the main reason why people were afraid of price. Do you know the new pricing that the new QuickBooks Desktop pricing? So what they did is they increased the pricing for QuickBooks Desktop significantly. You see over here the price is $699 for Pro, $949 for Premier. So if your point was, I don't want to get online because it's more expensive, not anymore, not anymore. Online, I wouldn't recommend Simple Start. This is something, so this is a great resource. I would recommend you to save this page because this is actually a great resource for you to use. QuickBooks Online, Simple Start is too. Most clients will go on QuickBooks Plus, and some clients will go to QuickBooks Advanced. That's like equivalent to the QuickBooks Desktop Enterprise. So let's talk about Essentials. For many clients, Essential will be good enough. Now, this is just on our website. If you buy through our website, you will pay $42 for the next 12 months. And actually, if you buy this month, it's actually still cheaper. Now, this is our direct link. So this pricing is only if you buy with us. So it's still for $38. Now, if we can make the argument that if you're buying QuickBooks Essentials for 38.5 times 12, it's actually way cheaper. Even if we go to Plus, which is 59 times 12, 708, it's equivalent. So it's pretty much the same price. So the argument that QuickBooks Desktop is cheaper, doesn't hold water. What I would say is the argument that you can make is that, well, QuickBooks Desktop gives me unlimited companies. You can have as many companies as you want. That's true. Online, you only get one, although they do have discounts for multi-company, which we actually, I think we have it here in the notes for multi-company pricing for that as well. $20 for each additional file. But still, if you have one company, it's equivalent. And I will make one more comment about QuickBooks Desktop versus QuickBooks Online. Now, this is the fundamental. This is something important and fundamental to understand. You're not comparing apples to apples when you have a conversation about QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online. They are not the same product at all whatsoever. They both have the name QuickBooks. Intuit had made the decision, a marketing decision, to call them both QuickBooks. But QuickBooks Desktop and QuickBooks Online are not the same thing. What do I mean by that? When you're making an argument that QuickBooks Desktop has this feature, QuickBooks Online does not have it, you might be right, but you have to shift your way of thinking. It's a whole different process. It's a whole different game. It's true that some features look better in desktop and work better in desktop, but online has its other pluses. We can go into a conversation when you're buying a software. So let's say you're buying a project management software for your business, and you're having an interview. Let's use, for example, someone is going to try to sell you ClickUp, and you're looking at that, and they will show you the nicest bells and whistles that ClickUp has, and they're not lying. They're giving you the full truth, but they're only giving you what they're doing great, and you're impressed. The next day, you have a demo with Trello or Asana, and the person is convincing you, and they will show you the bells and whistles, the nice shiny object that Asana has, or Trello, or whatever else you want to use, Monday. And all of them, they will both salespeople, they will say the truth, and because both of them has some strong points, you have to check. Now, your decision is going to be what works best for you. That's your decision, right? So each of them may have some great options, great features, but they're not going to be the same, and you have to see what it is. Now, coming back to our conversation of QuickBooks Desktop versus QuickBooks Online, what you have to understand is QuickBooks Online has, when you're seeing a feature that's lacking in QuickBooks Online, it's not that. First of all, it could be that they have 20 different features that you didn't even know exist. QuickBooks Online has many great features that it has that Desktop doesn't. So true, Desktop has good stuff, but QBO has great stuff, which leads me into what I want to show you is apps.com. Now, who owns apps.com? Many people will think that it's Apple or Microsoft, but the truth is that apps.com is owned by QuickBooks. You see that? So they have a huge app store. Now, what we're looking at right now, these are all apps that work with QuickBooks Online. 99% of these apps do not work with QuickBooks Desktop. Why? Simply because QuickBooks Desktop, they killed the integration. There's no real integrations anymore. You can go down this list by category. There are so many apps. So QuickBooks Online fundamentally is designed to be a platform. So that's the platform on which many different apps will build on top of it, right? We have Bill.com, although they're discontinuing that relationship, but I'm just using that as an example. Just using at this page, you see Expensify, Transaction Pro helps you import stuff. Asana is a great app, and you can over here you can see there are many categories, and I'll bet you that the list of apps that integrates with QuickBooks Online is endless. For example, you are used to with QuickBooks Desktop that inventory is done in QuickBooks. Now, QuickBooks Online, it's true that their inventory system is not as robust as QuickBooks Desktop. However, they do integrate with many third-party apps, which makes your life easier. So that's my little rant about QuickBooks Desktop versus QuickBooks Online. Let's move on to another topic. If anyone has any questions related to this, please go ahead and ask. Here's another conversation that we can discuss, and I would like to know what is your input. What do you think about it? People ask me, I was at an event yesterday, an event for bookkeepers. Next week, there is another event, the Bull Summit. And business owners often ask me, should I go? Should I not go? Do you believe in it? Don't you, should we go to it? Should we not go to it? And I'll give you my answer. There are many reasons. There are actually 2 reasons why a person would want to go to an event, to a show. There is the strongest component for me is networking, talking to other business owners, talking to peers in your industry, right? That's actually what I gain the most by going to events. I learn from other peers, I learn from other people. Now, then there are speakers. For some, especially if you're not a person that is used to learning, listening, reading books, listening to podcasts, an event, a business event that has a nice panel, good speakers, keynote speakers, they can be very instrumental, very helpful. Now, I don't want you to get false hopes that you will come on with 10 different new ideas to implement, and you don't need 10. I think 1 or 2 is enough. If you go to an event, if you listen to speakers, and you find 2 fundamental things that you can change in business, that's good enough. That's actually great. You can't really implement everything. So this is something that is in regards to speaking. But even if I was at an event yesterday, and I don't think I went into any of the speeches. For a bit, for a short while I was, but for the most part, I was not. So what do? I just went through the whole, hi, how are you? What's your name? What do you do? You foster relationships. You make new friends. Oftentimes, I meet people that I have spoken to them on the phone once. It's not the same. We all live in a world. Even now, we're just you're seeing me on a screen, on a small screen. But there's nothing like meeting a person face to face in real life, having a conversation. The bond that you create by talking one-on-one is great, is amazing, and there's nothing like it. So in short, in general, I'm a fan of going to events, especially if you're a business owner that you are in your business and you're sitting in your business all day. It is a good opportunity to take a break, zoom out, focus on your business, and you will definitely gain from it. I think we will finish it up now. I don't see any further questions. So thank you so much for joining us. I would love if you can give me any feedback on the topics that we discussed. I'm going to post this on YouTube and on the WhatsApp group as well. So if you have any questions, you can post it or reach out to us via email. The best way to reach out to us is oberlanderandco.com/contact. And if you want to subscribe to our WhatsApp group, just send a message to 845-262-6685. That's our office number. And thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.